negativity. That's it. You could give me some pushback. That's cool. But what about the artist that is still there that can actually come back up? What about him? Because he's the guy that you said he was the head of the snake and he got cut off. How about we say, listen, man, we need to keep hip hop going. We need some better music from other artists. Let's grow this. You make a video talking about how I could be Kent. It's simple. And we can exploit the things. Like, bro, come on, man. You can't be serious.
Going to get into today how to beat the boogeyman, and more importantly, who, if anybody, today can do that. More important than that, my hope is by delving into the psychology behind rap battle strategy that y'all will come to at least appreciate why it is such an integral part of the culture and why people like me fell in love with this culture to begin with. So yeah, this is gonna be a long one, dog. Tune up the band, Clarence, and know you're not getting paid extra this month. So first off, we have to reestablish what makes a diss track worthy, because a lot of y'all still seem to have this idea that it's just spamming the dirty laundry button until somebody gets shot or files a lawsuit. I'm not going to pretend like spilling tea hasn't always been an effective haymaker, but sticking with the boxing theme, the best diss battles have been a series of body blows followed by a knockout in like the 11th or 12th round or so. The best example of this is probably the most famous diss battle of all time between Jay and Nas. I'm not going to get into the deep lore because I did that last year, but Takeover and Ether were just each rapper's left hooks after a series of jabs, both subliminal and obvious, over the previous decade. Also, again, keep in mind that Takeover was originally a Mobb Deep diss. It wasn't until Jay heard Ether that he recorded that third verse, which is why it does feel so disjointed from the rest of the track. But even then, Jay didn't resort to crotch shots until he knew he
So I don't know about that. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought that Takeover came out before Ether. I could have swore Takeover came out before Ether. And then it was the first track. Actually, Nas did 4 tracks. He did the track over the Rakim beat. And then he did Got Yourself a Gun, I believe. I believe Got Yourself a Gun. I believe Got Yourself a Gun. And then maybe I heard him differently, but I believe it was Got Yourself a Gun. And then it was Ether. But I thought that it was Takeover was first. Because Takeover was Jay came out this and that, and then he did Super Ugly after Ether. I didn't think that maybe he heard the song Ether before it dropped, and then he did the third verse and dropped it first. Maybe that's what he's saying. But I could have swore that Ether came out before the Takeover came out before Ether. I could have swore that came out before Ether. And yeah, I could have swore it came out before. Maybe I'm wrong. I have to look that up, but I could have sworn maybe he heard it, and like he said, maybe he heard it. Let's keep going.
Had pretty much already lost. In the culture being what it was back then, Super Ugly was quickly written off as Hov flailing to stay above water, and every other shot following that track was basically ignored. You're seeing a theme here, right?
Nah, bro. Nah, I'm not gonna let you get away with that. Nah, bro. Super Ugly was not taken like it wasn't like that. And then Super Ugly did come after Ether. It had to come after Ether because that's when he did the skeeting on the baby's mother's seat and all that stuff. Nah, that came after Ether. So it wasn't Ether and then Takeover and then Super Ugly. Nah, it wasn't that. No. That was a response. And then Jay actually did a freestyle on Hot 97 or one of them, Funkmaster Flex or whatever, where he dissed Nas. He dissed Nas in a freestyle, and he actually wanted to do a pay-per-view with Nas. He wanted to do a pay-per-view where him and Nas do a battle on pay-per-view, and Nas turned it down. I believe Nas turned it down. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like written off. Nah, that you're absolutely wrong about that. Maybe to you, but all the niggas I know, they love Super Ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah.
The T only works when you're proving a greater point, like the story of Adidon, or I guess Hit 'Em Up, which if you ask me is still the most overgassed diss track of all time in my opinion, but that's neither here.
I'm out of here, bro. I'm about to end this right now. I'm turning this off. You said what? He gotta be an East Coast nigga, bro. He has to be, bro. I'm telling you, if you say Hit 'Em Up I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I can't do this no more. This is this is crazy, bro. I'm only 9 minutes in this video, and it's like almost an hour. This is crazy, bro. I gotta get out of here. What? Bro, you can't be serious, bro. You can't be serious. Oh man, bro. You lost some brownie cool points for that. Like for real. Oh man.
Neither Jay or Nas said anything about the other that wasn't already being said in barber chairs or on street corners the country over. But it was the way that they used it to undress their op that made it effective. That's why I still say that Euphoria was the most effective pure diss track between Drake and Kendrick. That and the last verse of Not Like Us and the single.
I agree with that. But I actually don't think that it was Euphoria that actually really hurt Drake. And it's going to sound kind of crazy. I actually think it was Mr. Morale. I think that album, him going after Kendrick on that album, I believe that's what really hurt Drake. Because he said a lot of things from that album. He focused on that whole album. He said some things from that album that I just didn't think panned out well for him. But I'm going to run it back a little bit. Let me just say this. This is pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I disagree with him on a lot of stuff, but he's doing his thing. I ain't gonna sit here and hate on him. You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear. He's doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? He's still doing his thing. He got his opinion. You know what I'm saying? He's articulating his points very, very well. I might disagree with him, but he's doing his thing. But me personally, I don't disagree. I definitely disagree with that Pac thing, like that Hit 'Em Up thing. That's crazy.
That's why I still say that Euphoria was the most effective pure diss track between Drake and Kendrick. That and the last verse of Not Like Us and the single bar from Family Matters that's since become a meme, but really should have been the foundation of Drake's counterattack if he were truly tapped in. Like I said on that stream, I mentioned the biggest knock on Kendrick historically has been his, let's call them inconsistencies. The most recent of which being that Playboy Cardi feature after he called Drake an abuser in front of millions of white housewives looking up if it's safe to put their CBD gummies in the cowboy dip to stop their husband from bitching about how he'd rather be watching Morgan Wallen instead of.
There you go. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it, boy. I was waiting for it. They can't hide it. A lot of these dudes are racist. They can't hide it. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. They can't hide it, bro. They can't. They try their hardest, but they can't. You know what I'm saying? You could be whatever you want. In my opinion, I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say. I ain't like that. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm secure in my blackness, but I'm not going to ever be like that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like the insults. I just don't. I don't like the insults of people. Like, bro, chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, chill, bro. You don't know these people. They don't know you. I mean, like, the stereotypical shit got to stop, bro. Let's be clear here. But I'm going to let them speak, man. You know what I'm saying? And then like, you basically saying like, so, and again, the achievement from the Super Bowl. We talking about an achievement. Something that this is the first rapper to ever do a Super Bowl solo by himself. And you are downplaying it, which is crazy work to me. This is what I mean. Here's what I mean.
Knock on Kendrick historically has been his, let's call them inconsistencies. The most recent of which being that Playboy Cardi feature after he called Drake an abuser in front of millions of white housewives looking up if it's safe to put their CBD gummies in the cowboy dip to stop their husband from bitching about how he'd rather be watching Morgan Wallen instead of this. But there's the veil shot at famous hack comedian Andrew Scholes a few weeks before popping out with famous women's rights activist Dr. Dre last summer. There's the entire album that he did about
I told y'all it's all personal. It's not nothing to do with the music. These dudes don't know Kendrick Lamar personally. So what they do is they try, listen, bro, let me explain something to y'all. Because I want y'all to understand something, right? I want y'all to understand something. Every hip hop artist lies. I'm just going to put that out there. Every hip hop artist exaggerates. Every artist lies. Every artist exaggerates. Every one of them. Everyone. For some reason, Kendrick Lamar is the only artist that people have to hold his feet to the fire for him either contradicting himself or him being a hypocrite about something or him doing this over here and then doing this over here. He can't even do anything without y'all saying, well, he's a hypocrite. And all the stuff that he don't stand by what he said. Because look, he called Drake a PDF, but Playboy Cardi, he's not a good dad to his kid. Like, bro, it seemed to me like every artist that you ever known, from Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, Eminem, any artist you can name, they all lied, bro. So we got to keep every artist at the same standard then. Every artist lied, bro. Every one of them. They all make up stories. Some of them said they shot 100 people in one night, bro. You can't keep doing this, bro. This is what I mean. So when you say stuff like this, I don't take it serious. Because if I'm expressing a piece of art, how are you using that against me when every artist lies in their music? And I don't even say Kendrick Lamar is lying. I'm just saying you are mad because you hold Kendrick Lamar at a certain standard, not us. You hold him at a certain standard, and you're upset that he's not committing to your standard of what he should be. Oh, well, he shouldn't be doing that. That's hypocritical. What does it look like him actually working with Playboy Cardi and he did all this stuff against Drake? Like, what? What are we talking about? Like, and then he's like, oh, then you diss Dr. Dre on a low. Like, oh man, bro, come on, bro. Cut it out.
There's the veil shot at famous hack comedian Andrew Scholes a few weeks before popping out with famous women's rights activist Dr. Dre last summer. There's the entire album that he did about cleaning up the culture's dirty laundry while having Kodak Black, probably the best personification of one of the dirtiest shirts in the wash, being one of the only 2 features on that album. And considering all that Yak has been up to since, yeah,
You doing exactly what you said that you would that nobody shouldn't do. You tearing another black man down. That's exactly what you're doing right now, bro. This is crazy. I love it. Let's keep it going. Oh man.
Having Kodak Black, probably the best personification of one of the dirtiest shirts in the wash, being one of the only 2 features on that album. And considering all that Yak has been up to since, yeah, it just looks even worse in hindsight. There's the infamous
one of the only 2 features. What are you talking about? Ghostface was on the album. Baby Keem was on the album. Yeah, what are we talking about? One of the only 2 features on the album. It was more than 2 features on that. It was actually, was the other guy, the singing guy was on there. Who else was on there? Yeah, what are we talking about, bro? Nah, that's not true. Maybe he forgot Ghostface was on there. I don't know.
I'm an Israelite, don't call me black no more line from Yah that he explained away as rapping from his cousin's perspective. This after multiple interviews where he claimed Christianity as his faith of choice to the point of dressing up as literal black Jesus at one point. There's the interview where he Aaron Magruder his way around the Michael Brown case, saying that black people needed to respect ourselves before we demand the same of anyone else. Kendrick is more contradictory than white Christians is what I'm saying.
This ain't gonna go good. I'm telling you right now. This this ain't gonna go. I need to stop the live right now because this ain't gonna go good. Because I'm about to go ham, bro. This is not gonna go good, bro. This ain't gonna go good, bro. I try to contain it, bro. Sometimes I can't contain it. I try my hardest, but I just can't stand when people do stuff like this, bro. I can't, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't, bro. It's so crazy to me. Like it's so many thoughts running through my head right now. Like I can't even articulate because if talking to people or reacting to people like this, I already know that all of this is choreographed, in my opinion. Because if you sit down and have a conversation with him, I would break him down if I had a conversation with him. I would break him. You know what I'm saying? But the issue I'm always running into with dudes like this is they stand on one side, but the side that they're standing on is burning everything. And they pretend as if that's not happening. Y'all understand what I'm saying? If you know, you know. They'll pretend like they never did that. That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. When they know it, they're guys like this, in my opinion, they are extreme gaslighters to the point where they make you believe that there's not something there when you know for a fact that you've seen it with your own two eyes, that it's standing there right in front of you. And they'll sit there and say things like this. This is what I mean. That's why I can't have conversations with a lot of these dudes who are set in their ways of their thoughts. They can't have a progressive or even a neutral conversation or even a conversation without displaying their biasness. It always has to be something that is, they claim that they're not into racial type of toning everything, but they always using racial undertones to explain something. Like what? Like, come on, bro. Like, I understand a lot of things, and sometimes I just don't say it on here because it's really not for it. I don't. But I told y'all before, and this is, I believe this, keep politics, whatever you want to call it, out of hip hop, bro. You got to keep it out, bro. It's got to go. No, you got to keep it out. Keep the art form where it's at. Let's just do art. That's it. No more political ideologies in hip hop. Because guess what? Whenever I do something as a hip hop artist, and if I have a political stance on something that you don't agree with, or the masses of the people that I supposed to actually have a political opinion about on that side, or whatever side it is, if you were on that side and I don't agree with you as a hip hop artist, I'm going to get outcasted. No way. Keep it out. Run the other way. Leave political anything out of hip hop, bro. That's it. We already got enough demons coming after us, bro. Keep that out.
Or black ones, for that matter. Which, now that I think about it, it makes sense that he would call himself one, right? The industry darling who convinced your white dorm mate that he was blacker than you because GKMC taught him about syrup sandwiches. The spiritual successor to Tupac Shakur who won a...
Bro, did you call Kendrick Lamar industry darling? I'm turning this off, bro. I'm out of here. I'm ready to go. Did you call Kendrick Lamar an industry darling, bro? Let me make sure he said that. We only 11 minutes in. I can't even make it through this whole John. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I've already been on this stream for an hour, and we're 11 minutes in, and this guy said Kendrick Lamar is an industry darling. I want to make sure that's what he said. I'm just really trying to make sure he said this.
Industry darling who convinced your white dorm mate. Now that I think about it, it makes sense that he would call himself one, right? The industry darling who convinced your white dorm mate that he was blacker than you because GKMC taught him about syrup sandwiches. The spiritual successor to Tupac Shakur who won a Pulitzer Prize for fighting the power. And like I said, I've heard all the rebuttals at this point. He's only human. He said he was a hypocrite. I don't listen to Kendrick for his politics. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up.
There you go. There you go. That's all you need to know right there. That's all you need to know. He defeated his own argument. That's all you need to know. I don't even know the thing is, I'm not gonna watch no more of this. It's too long. It's 2.5 hours. I'm not gonna sit here and do that. Nah, I got other things I gotta do. But I'm saying, that's my point. So he doesn't accept your answer. What he does is he clown you for, well, I heard all the rebuttals. Well, you couldn't get around them. That's why. That's why you keep bringing them up. In my opinion, you couldn't get around those rebuttals. So what you do is you just went and made your own video and labeled it simple to beat Kendrick. And it's 2 hours long. Like, come on, bro. Listen, bro. And I'm gonna end this here. I'm not gonna end it live, but I'm gonna end this here. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with that guy. No more, bro. Shout out to Jalopy, man. Shout out to Jalopy. Jalopy, you are a soldier, boy. You a soldier. You ain't Soldier Boy, but you a soldier, my nigga. Cause you really went and did the whole thing, bro. I listen, in my younger days, I could do that. I ain't doing that now, bro. I'm not doing that. But I'm just saying, every man is entitled to himself. I only watched 11 minutes of it, and it's been an hour. Like, so you already know I got a lot to say. But I appreciate him doing the video. Because it's still, even though I disagree with the premise of the video from what I've seen, I do got to respect the fact that he actually took the time out to do something like that. And whether I believe it's to cut Kendrick down, other people might not think that. Other people might think it's actually a good thing that he did that. So I gotta shout him out on that. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with things he was saying, but I respect that. But that's all I needed to do as far as that. Now, as far as hip hop goes, you really don't know when you battling somebody like Kendrick. He's very diverse, and he's very in tune with the people, with the culture, and how he maneuvers through making music. A lot of artists can't do that, man. And I'll be honest with you, anybody that's battling him at this point, Kendrick Lamar will be highlighting them. You get what I'm saying? Not to put him, he ain't putting them on his level, but he'll be highlighting them because people will go and listen. But let's be honest, people listen to Kendrick Lamar verses as if they are Bible scriptures. People break down his verses like it's a science project. And I seen something he said about that in in this interview. He said that he said something another backhanded compliment that he was giving people, whatever. He said something crazy. But my thing is, Kendrick Lamar definitely do stuff like that. He definitely does create stuff that people got to go and research. They look up, and it means all these things. You know what I'm saying? To me, Euphoria is a perfect example of why you should never battle Kendrick Lamar. You know how many, before we even got to the verse, before we got to the song, you know how many meanings was pushed out off of that one song, word? It was so many different things that they pushed out. So many different things. So many, and then 616 in LA and everything added up. That's what you got to deal with. You think that just a rap, like a person that's rapping, can actually destroy that? You lost your mind. I don't care who you pull out. I don't care. Because at the same time, you got to realize that the way Kendrick thought process is not the same as normal hip hop artists. If that was the case, you listen to all his albums, they're so detailed, so in depth, different type of flows, different type of things. Most artists don't rap like that. Let's use Jadakiss as an example, right? Jadakiss, one of my favorite rappers ever, right? One of my favorite rappers ever. But Jadakiss doesn't have any depth. Like, he basically raps the same way. If it worked for him, don't get me wrong, but he raps the same way the whole time. Every song raps the same way. Kendrick Lamar is not just a rapper. He is a complete artist. And I think that's another reason why a lot of them dudes, like him and the other guy, they say they like Kendrick, but they don't like the fact that he is appealing. Because back in the day, a lot of rappers, they didn't want them to be appealing. They wanted them to stay in their own little bubble. Don't go out there, a commercial out there. No, you stay here. That's what they wanted. They wanted rappers to stay in their own bubble. They didn't want them to actually blow up. They didn't. They don't want, no matter how big you get, I don't care. Jay-Z, one of the biggest rappers ever. Nas, big, Eminem, big, all of these people. Kendrick Lamar, big rapper. Kendrick Lamar is what hip hop stands for. He is literally with hip hop. And if you want to say that he's controversial, he is a hypocrite, hip hop embodies all that because every rapper lies. So you can't say that hip hop doesn't embody what they call it, being a hypocrite. Every rapper saying they'll kill you and your mother and your uncle and they'll call your girls and take all your cars and clothes, and some rappers walking around with fake money for. It's been rooted in fictitious shit. It's been rooted in that. You know what I'm saying? It's been rooted. Hip hop's been rooted in fake shit for a long time. Rappers with fake prop guns in the video. Like, come on, bro. It's been rooted in that. So you can't say, well, Kendrick Lamar needs to be, he's a hypocrite because well, guess what? Every rapper you probably loved was a hypocrite. They all lied. Most of these rappers, don't get me wrong, there's some drill rappers that get it in. And even they lie too. So I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. I just had to get that off. I seen that video. I seen it. But I can't watch the whole thing. It's too long, man. We'll be here for 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one day I'll do that. But today I'm not. But thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'll see y'all on the next one, man. I hope that y'all all have a great afternoon, a great night. And also, too, I can't see the if y'all had a comment. For some reason, my comments won't come up. I need to figure out how to do that, but I can't see the comments right now. Oh, all right, there you go right there. See? Now they come up when I'm going off the John. But thank y'all for being here with me. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. I love y'all out there. Peace. Bye.